according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. Shannon, who you got winning the series?
I'm taking the Lakers. I think this is a great matchup. Pound them inside. AD should do big numbers. LeBron should do big numbers because they don't have anybody that can defend LeBron. Or I understand Wiggins is a good defender, but he ain't seeing LeBron because he ain't got enough bricks in his back pocket.
Agreed.
AD should eat Kevon Looney's lunch.
He should.
We know Loon wants to get on the offensive glass, and those guys are going to reset, be it Clay, be it Steph, pull Wiggins. But AD knows what he has to do. I think what we saw from AD the last two games, he's like, this is the way I need to play for the entire this series. I think it's a very favorable matchup. I think they won the series. The Lakers did 3-1. But that doesn't matter because the regular season, this is a different animal. Yep. Because we saw Sacramento in the regular season is one thing. The playoffs is a different animal. Saturday night, Skip, D-Lo got it going. Man, that three ball was so effortless.
Yeah.
We need to get Malik Beasley going. Now, hey, Malik, you got to hit a couple of those, bro.
Okay, he did score 9 points in 9 minutes, Malik Beasley.
Well,
so
we need that.
You can live with that.
Yeah, and the Lakers, Skip, we haven't seen this is the only other rivalry that you can say that can rival this is Chamberlain-Russell. Skip, people like Bird Magic. Bird and Magic only played twice. They only played twice.
Yeah.
They played the 80, they played the 80, they played the 84, and they played again in 85. Yeah. That was only 2 times. But
it's almost like a rivalry of MVPs,
right.
Like back and forth.
It was because it was the Celtics and the Lakers.
It was.
But when you get Chamberlain and you get Russell, and every year, Chamberlain lost, Russell won. Chamberlain lost, Russell won. Chamberlain lost. And it was back to back.
Yep.
And so this is what we got. We don't normally see, Skip, historically great players. Now, if you want to say the Bulls and the Pistons, they played 4 consecutive times, Skip. 88, 89, 90, 91, they met in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
But I don't think people say this is Jordan versus Isaiah.
Yeah.
This was Bulls versus Pistons. Mm-hmm. And even though this is the Lakers versus the Warriors, you still have 2 central characters in this plot.
You do.
And that's Steph Curry and LeBron James.
Got it.
The NBA, you couldn't ask for anything better. You get Steph and LeBron, Warriors, Lakers. You have the Knicks. You have the Celtics. Can you ask for a better playoff, Skip, if you're the NBA, than 4 cornerstone franchises? Because that's what you got. And then you got those 2 guys.
Yeah.
The 2 most popular players in the NBA. Jersey sales, clicks, mentions, likes, whatever metric you use, those are the 2 most important guys in the NBA. Not Giannis, not Jokic, not Embiid, not KD, no disrespect to none of those guys. But when you talk about clicks and mentions, it's those 2. You talk about jersey sales, it's those 2. You talk about name and brand recognition, facial recognition, it's those 2 guys. It's going to be something special.
I think they've had a quiet, unspoken rivalry.
Yes.
Because I think LeBron got a little bit resentful that Steph's star rose so high so quickly, right?
And they loved him, Skipper, because he's such a small, he's not an imposing figure. Yeah. When you look at Steph Curry, he looks like I say average. I mean, he's not the average height of an American. I mean, 6'3". But I'm saying, and okay, I see a lot of guys 6'3". You don't see a whole lot of guys 6'9", 265 pounds.
No.
And so people gravitated towards him because, I can shoot threes like that. I ain't gonna be athletic like LeBron. I ain't gonna be able to jump like that. I ain't gonna be able to do any of those things like that. But they look at Steph as like an ordinary guy.
He is, and he's the baby face assassin.
Steph. But Skip, this is gonna be an unbelievable series, and I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it.
Nor can I. I assume you're going Lakers. I assume you're probably going to go 6-ish.
I'm going Lakers in 6.
Okay, Lakers in 6. I'm going to start by concurring with you. I'm going to go Lakers in 6. But I agree with you. I can't wait for this because the beauty of it this time is these 2 players are the centerpieces of their team. Because in the end, I give you AD, but you and I, we've gone back and forth. Sometimes he's all day. Sometimes he's always disappointing. You're never quite sure.
Well,
But I'm always pretty sure what I'm going to get from LeBron.
Correct.
And he's still the star of stars on this team. He's still the face of the team.
Yeah.
It's not like he's in his dotage, like he's on the downside. No, he's not on the downside. He is the literal driving force of this team.
Yep.
And this time, unlike the last 2 times, Steph is the center of the universe in Golden State, as we saw yesterday. On full display from start to finish. Shannon, what happened in 2017 and 2018? The best player on the floor twice in a row was not Steph Curry, and it ended up not being LeBron James. It was Kevin bleeping Durant. And I can't get it out of my craw, sticks in my craw, that remember what happened? July the 4th, 2016, Steph led a contingent to fly all the way across country to recruit Kevin, way out on the tip of Long Island, to come and, quote unquote, save him and save them from LeBron. Because I think LeBron was perfectly positioned in 2017 and 2018 to beat them again and again.
I don't believe the Warriors would have beat them. I don't believe
it was Steph and Clay and Draymond, obviously, without KD. KD walks in the door, and to his credit, and he took a lot of abuse for leaving poor little brother Russ behind in OKC after they had a 3-1 lead on these same Golden State Warriors. He took a lot of abuse, but he stood up to it, and on his thin little narrow shoulders, he heaped all the pressure on those shoulders, and he rose and he shone in those games, especially in the games, game threes back-to-back, 27, 2018 in LeBron's house, the turning point of the series both times. Okay, Steph doesn't have a quote-unquote bodyguard anymore. He can't bring KD to the fight. It's Steph or bust. And Clay wasn't there for him, and I don't know how much Clay will be there because Clay occasionally looks a little bit on the downside. He can still get hot for a stretch, but he doesn't look like quite the Clay of old. He's looking more like an old Clay, right? So wouldn't you say this is boiling down more than ever to Steph versus LeBron?
Well, it seems like a more favorable matchup. Nobody thought that the Cavaliers had a realistic chance because of you had an MVP, you had basically you had two of the top three players on one team. If you say LeBron was number one, they had 2 and 3 with KD and Steph. If you say KD was number one, they had the third best player in Steph. So you had 2 of the top 3 players in all the world on one team. And then you had Clay at his absolute apex as far as shooting and athletic ability.
You did.
Because he was one of the 2 or 3 best two-way players.
He was.
If you say Paul George, if you say Kawhi, Clay was still in that same breath.
And Draymond was really, really good with the guts and glue. But he was a triple-double waiting to happen.
Correct. Yes. And so when you look at it, I think you are probably going to have to go back to 2015 where you say this is a more favorable match. This is a more fair fight with LeBron and Steph.
It's a fair fight. I would agree. Okay, so what did I see on Friday night? I saw a tour de force of your Lakers. And then I saw Steph after the game yesterday saying, and I quote, they're a completely different team since the trade deadline because your team is completely different. It's why I keep saying Rob Pelinka should be the executive of the year because he made all the big little moves that added up to who you are right now. And he got out from under us, and he decided no more Pat Bev.
They missed, but you, Skip, you do realize they beat them all 3 times, but all the wins came after the trade deadline. So they've had this team that's beaten the Warriors 3 times since February 11th after the trade.
All right, so Steph knows all too well what happened at the trade deadline, and he knows that they do have a Jared Vanderbilt who's a bigger player, but I think he'll take Steph some. And I think Dennis Schroeder will then go little on Steph and take him and just try to hound him and dog him a little bit. So those are your 2 options on defense for Steph. Is Steph going to get his? He's going to get his.
Of course.
Yes, he will.
He's a great player.
But I'm with you. I look for Anthony Davis to do to Kevon Looney what Sabonis could not do. Sabonis just disappeared in the third quarter. Again, I reiterate, in the third quarter yesterday as the game flipped on its head, Sabonis had no points and 0 rebounds, while Kevon Looney had 10 rebounds, including 7 on offense, and they got 13 offensive rebounds in a quarter while Sabonis got 0. That's impossible.
I mean, the man had 3 games in the series, and he had at least 20 rebounds.
Okay. Anthony Davis will not allow that to happen. He's just too big and too long and too good and too smart.
He can shoot. Sabonis, they dare Sabonis. I dare you to shoot from 10 feet out.
And he'd stop and say, well, let me see. Should I try this? And then he'd leave it short because he's just like pulling the punch. You know, he's short-arming. Okay. And then, look, D'Angelo Russell, I'm not saying you can trust him from night to night, but you can also trust this. he can flat out score the basketball in bunches.
He's
against
super,
Memphis, he had a couple of streaks. You were in trouble in the one game, and he just comes out and hits 3 straight threes. Whoa! Well, how you like him right?
Oh no, that was game 4.
Yep.
That was game 4. That was down. And,
in the third quarter, and he just goes boom, 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 right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you got to appreciate that you have that option now.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves has turned into a basketball player.
Yeah, he's gonna make a lot of money.
You know what? He's going to make a lot of money, but it doesn't matter right now because he's a Laker.
Yes.
And you got him, and he has arrived right on schedule. LeBron trusts him. I love the way they play off each other. He even had a little okey doke move.
Oh yeah, that Euro.
It was sweet.
And then him and LeBron.
They're doing it to each other. Okay, it's showing. Like LeBron had great quotes after the game. I don't care how athletic you are. I don't care how fast you are. Can you play? He was using a lot of bleeps.
Right.
Basketball.
Right.
Yes, he can play basketball. So LeBron trusts him going forward. And then I trust this bench because Hachimura keeps just coming in and he plays big and strong and physical and fearlessly, right?
Yep.
Well, what's not to like about this? And they haven't even utilized Lonnie Walker. I don't know what that's about.
Skip, if you notice it, the majority of the times now the ball's in Austin Reeves' hand. LeBron does very little bringing the ball up. More times than not, it's in Austin Reeves' hand or D'Lo's running the offense.
All right. But in the end, the pass and the drive to open the shot is made by your guy.
Oh, yeah, LeBron. I mean, when the rubber needs to meet the road, now they're going to put the ball in his, in his hand.
Right. And I also love it that LeBron, at an advanced age, is saying, you know what, I can still rebound the basketball at a high level because I'm looking at his numbers from the Memphis series, and he scored 22 a game, which is down some from what you would expect. But he got 11 boards a game. That will work.
Yes.
And you know what? He will be needed against these guys because it's like the old Rudy Tomjanovich line, never underestimate the heart of a champion.
Of course.
Well, they are the defending champs. So what they do, they will fight you tooth and nail on the backboards. They'll just get Looney and all of them. They will attack the glass.
I mean, I don't know if people know this, but since Steve Kerr became the coach, they haven't lost a round before the finals. So the first round, the semis, the Western Conference Finals, if they lose, it's normally in the NBA Finals.
Yeah. I'll give them this. I think they bring slightly more momentum into this series than the Lakers have because the Lakers know deep down Memphis was just they were shams. They were frauds. And they got exposed, and they did that to them, and that's how they should have done it. But, again, the momentum, I don't love the Lakers in Game 1, but I like them to win.
I like them.
Do you really?
I like them. Game 1, Game 2. We're going to do remember you to say,
well, you just said 6.
Whip them.
Really?
Whip them. Yep, we're going to do that.
Okay, well, let me get my points.
Give me the 4 points. Give me the 4.5 right now.
Well, I already picked the Lakers to win. Why would I bet against myself?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's 4.5.
Okay, I'll just check it.
I'm actually a little surprised it's that high. The odds makers are giving Golden State at home a little more respect than I thought.
Man, look at everybody take the pick. Still think about it. Memphis was 4.5 favorites at home.
Okay.
Nobody expect Lakers to do anything on the road. Yeah, that's why we're going to spring that trap.
Okay, all right. Final point. I hate to bring this up, but versus Memphis, 6 games. LeBron from 3 was 8 of 41. That's 19.5%. Again, you are about to take on the revolutionary three-point shooter, the one who changed it all, the greatest three-point shooter.
You remember last year that game we had against them? We dropped 56 bombs on them?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of those?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we had like 8 made threes.
Okay. Can you shoot better over 6 games if, in fact, it goes 6? Can you shoot better than 19.5%? Because I say that is a must.
40. We might shoot 40.
40%?
40%.
Okay. As much as I did pick the Lakers, I will take that bet right now.
Give me 38.
38? Well, you just said 40.
38.
Why would I drop?
Think about 38%. I mean, the man shot 19. I'm going double that.
Well, you just guaranteed 40.
We're gonna shoot 40.
Okay.
Game 1.
You want to do just one case on that?
But game 1, he shoot 40% from the 3.
No, I don't want